Okay. So here's the signature. Okay, first time or something. I got you. I'll show you how we did it. Okay, so you're looking at the view. Okay. This is the side, blues, and then the reds, and then back there the greens. Okay. And then we've got them, it's every other wall, and two seats in between the pots, okay? So all you have to do is remember all the tags are on the chairs. Okay. So they can, once they get to their area, they can find it. Right? Okay, and then here's the auditorium. Okay. This is the sanctuary, and then this is the auditorium. Okay. Now, if people do not show up, Hi. I was just explaining, she's going to help. So if you're going to be doing it, then you can explain.
Well, where are you going to be? Are you going to be downstairs?
Yeah, I'm downstairs. If gold doesn't show up, then you can look at it elsewhere.
No, it's not working. Okay, now it is.
Okay. I mean, I thought the battery all the way to the back.
Okay, so
If gold doesn't come, she can come.
looking at it like this, right?
Yeah.
And then this is in front of us, right?
Yeah. This is the sanctuary, and this is the auditorium.
Got it. Okay, so it's like this?
Yeah. Okay. And then they've done it. Thanks so much for it.
Good morning, Hashanah, Tovah.
Excuse us.
Okay, goodbye. I'll be off. Okay. Hi, good morning.
Morning, Lori.
Good morning.
Me?
Well, no, it's fine. I just rather not us sit there. It's
Oh, well.
foregone conclusion at this point. Close to everything.
Well, there's a row in between.
No, I know. I'm just looking for a place closer to the back.
Oh, yeah.
I sweat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they put me by an aisle, which I assume is because I'm out here until
I think.
15 minutes after.
Right. Yep.
And of course, I forgot my phone, so I won't know when it's 15 minutes after.
Well, you'll see the other ushers come.
Yeah.
All right, so do you want to be the one to hand out books? Do you want to be the one to, I'm gonna grab this here.
Thank you. Well,
That's
that
Ted.
was-
Sorry, it was on your mask. I thought it was a wild one.
Handing out books would be good because me with faces and names and,
Okay.
Because remember I showed up and you all left and locked the doors and so I'm playing catch up.
All right, so why don't we have you stand by the table and just let people know that books are here for them.
Okay.
No, but this should be working now. I'm sorry. I did turn it on after we changed the battery. That's what I did. Yeah, no problem. Okay,
Yeah, those
so
are
this
done
is
when the
okay.
sanctuary ceiling is.
Because I mean, we're, you know.
But I don't know if that has to do with the particular one, it has to do with the positioning of the microphones. Okay, because, yeah, but look, there's feedback now, and this is on. Right? Okay,
Oh, yes, I think so.
so, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we're not picking up hooks and hangers.
I'm gonna try this for a sec, for another second from this position.
Do you want to see people and I can keep everybody spaced? Keep everyone spaced.
They don't want
Conversation.
Oh,
people will move in and we'll send them.
Isn't it? No foil one.
But you're also taking the Tovah out.
Yeah.
oh, and there's a kid.
So I don't want it to.
It just has to be on that side.
And I didn't know that that was really nice. That goes out to that.
Fire stick.
Yes, I came and got the tour from the rabbi because I'm writing up the notes for the Sukkot building tour. So that was a good experience for me since, again, I think I was in this building 10 times, well, more than that, 'cause I was, you know, I was in there through March, but still.
Right.
Wasn't much of it. It was cool. Yeah, what? She showed me the place where you used to be able to stand at a window in the second floor and the basketball games. And the, you know, the kids' playroom next to Congress Hall, just the boys' locker room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Which meant there's the bathroom. And for the third floor ladies' room is, she said, there's the bathroom, this is right where we asked this. She might not want me to repeat that, but I mean, she did say it as part of the education experience. I'm not credited the notes for the.
Right.
Yes, so.
Interesting.
And, you know, well, you know, really, when you, it's actually a very relevant story because it was progressive people, you know, progressive Jews who wanted to be more.
Sorry?
More
You just work here?
integrated into culture.
Me too.
Orthodox synagogue and so on. So, you know, it was actually originally, and because of, you know, discrimination, they weren't allowed to do the YMCA. So this was actually built as a JCC, you know, YMHA, Hebrew Association, primarily. With this kind of distance, this was almost like a hamper. And we started in Thursday.
10 o'clock.
Oh,
Yeah, we have some time.
oh my God, I'm so glad. I mean, when I got here tonight.
Hello.
Yeah.
I remember that dress.
Oh, you do?
I've seen it on Zoom meetings.
Oh.
I had no idea it was three-dimensional.
Well, here
This is
it
so
is.
exciting for me.
Yeah,
to see so many things are actually
3D,
three-dimensional.
3D me.
Yeah.
Good morning.
You want the book?
Yeah. That's
You are
what
in
we
the
did.
sanctuary.
Yeah, thank you. Do you know if I have which says
Oh.
Karen or Dick Solomon? They're not
Yes.
using theirs.
Okay, so the on the middle section should be on this side, about midway.
And so anyway, somebody's grandpa came over and they had Hebrew school on the
So you might
lawn,
be off to Arizona or
which
something.
security
Okay.
status.
It'd be nice to see you on Zoom.
But then, because they wanted to be here, which was a bold mistake.
So Todd.
Yes.
You'll find on your desk downstairs a small Asrui canvas bag
So
with
that's,
many little Asrui teddy bears inside. They're kind of like the size of Beanie Babies.
Okay.
And also 3 juggling balls that look like matzo balls.
Okay.
Hello, hi Seth. I'm Deborah.
I'm gonna.
We're all 3D now. Good to see you too.
And so I'm gonna write up a note for
Happy New Year. So,
but then I'm hoping-
anyway, those, yeah, I have sent it to you.
Okay.
Any way you want, different prizes
Sure.
or whatever. School uses.
Sure, great.
The 3 matzo balls, I always thought my kids would really get a kick out of them. I think that's
Yeah.
Um,
Comes and goes quick.
yeah, how David and I are just like cleaning everything. We're just like, we don't need this anymore. We don't
Yeah,
need this
no,
anymore.
you have to
We
do
don't
that
need
every
this
so often.
anymore. Oh my God. Or at least every 21 years.
Right.
At least every 20 years, not turns
Well,
25.
I think you're ahead of most kids.
So
Well,
excited
we have
to
been
see
literally
you.
cleaning her current stuff the
Oh,
whole
I
time.
did, I did see you.
And we don't want to
So
do
I know
that.
that you were.
Shana Tovah, very good.
Thank you, yes.
Oh, even
You got your book, okay.
I'm not used to doing outfits, so I have to
You're
like
down
really.
for
Can I leave both of you with a piece of information about this stuff when it's shofar time? James set this all up so that we have the screen this morning, but I want to show you how they come out when it's time. He told me they're both.
So that the shofar blower doesn't go right through. I thought that'd be kind of dramatic.
Yeah,
Like, leave the tall building and settle down.
And I've done that so many times, you know.
Right,
Mostly at bars that have the large,
Uh-huh.
big glass windows.
Or just
I walk
plunk your
right
head.
into on the way
Plunk
back.
your head into it.
Really, I'm not, it's just, you know, especially no body.
It's so funny. This doesn't seem like 75 people. You know, like it's like 20 names or something. You know, but I guess 20 times 3 is 60.
That's why you never asked me to estimate crowd sizes.
I'm not good at that either. I don't know how old people are, and I don't know crowd sizes. Everyone looks like they're about. If they're younger than me, everyone looks like they're about 12,
Right.
and otherwise everybody's the same age as me. I think that's my new age estimate.
Yeah.
Although what's interesting is during COVID, a lot of people stopped coloring their hair.
Yeah.
So that's been a big change of like trying to identify people, especially the masks.
And I found out yesterday that the woman at the Picardo, the, has hearing problems.
Oh.
So
You need help with, assurance?
Crowd. The crowd. This is all the names. It's so funny. It doesn't seem like.
Good morning.
You know.
Hi, how are you?
Would you like to know where you're sitting?
Well,
Looks like you are in the front, back, right.
traveling very harrowing
Laura French has already got her group here, so you're in the same row as them, it appears.
Okay, thank you.
Close.
Glad that your testing turned out okay.
Always,
Yeah,
always an
there.
adventure.
Great to see you. How you feeling? Thank you.
Dad is up here and up and
I know he doesn't like
he didn't say anything the other day when I was
Thought he would have mentioned something
yeah,
before this.
because of, Ellen is doing it.
That's why, yeah, let's take a picture of a fellow on the beam on that. I mean, hopefully, like, carefully. Thank you.
Take a look, but
The Missouri just documented, you know, so they were gone.
no, I want to say it was Ritual. I think
Yeah.
Bunny was involved.
Funny. I'm just looking, I don't
Bunny
recognize
and Linda. I
his
think.
handwriting. I don't know if there's handwriting.
It was either, I think Bunny and Linda put it together.
My dad just wants to say something. No, I don't see. Okay, Dad.
Yeah.
You figure that out. I said, they'll probably think of that anyway. You have a walker, then
Right.
going to make you move to the middle of the road. Like, no, you. So, I just feel like during COVID, like, whatever's in his life is like so little that he makes it really big. Because that's all there is.
That's all there is.
And
Yeah.
for me, it's like I'm juggling so many things. It's
Right.
like,
That's
of course, there'll be in the
yeah,
aisle
right.
seat, you know, that's fine. Or where he's gonna put his water. That's how
Yeah, that's, you know.
But I'm like, there's no one here. You can put your water wherever you want. You're not gonna be many months away.
Right.
Matter of fact, I think this is the first time I've been the only one representing my family.
No.
Very weird.
Yeah, but these people are Cote, Cody,
They don't even say.
Mulvaney. I think I know everybody else. Oh, that's Roberta and Lisa.
Because it's good. There's so many names, right? So we got the basement installed the last one.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah, they built the windows in the workshops, and so then when they came, just, installing, yeah, popped them in 6 hours later. You know,
Yeah,
so it's a
right.
long time. It takes the solid mortar and mixing up those.
Yeah, certain things can't be rushed.
No, absolutely. So, but we're really
Who did it?
they're called J. Always want to say J and K, but it's not J and K. J and something else. That's Love Masonry. They have a little workshop on Washington, right off of and we had 3 estimates. And I just like talking to her the best, I think. And they did it right away. Also, like, everyone else was like, no,
Yeah, 6 months. Yeah.
Like, no.
All right, come this way. So Roberta Alexander is over here. I don't know.
Should be 4.
All right, so we have 3 in this row.
Okay.
I know Lisa's.
That's true. I have no idea.
The wheelchair can sit right where Deborah is.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Maybe,
All right. That'll work then.
yeah,
We're
I mean,
good.
we'll figure it out.
I was saying,
Counting Lisa.
If we need to stagger a few people here, we can.
Yeah, we'll be good.
What was your name?
Sarah.
Sarah, I'm Todd.
Nice to meet you. Drove an hour, so I'm gonna stand for a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah, we got some time.
Take a breath.
Yeah.
That is true.
So, somebody over there, huh? No ushers? Get to work.
So do you have the inside scoop? Do you think the rain's going to hold off for touch day?
You know, it's not looking great. I saw about 1:15.
Yeah.
So we're either gonna have to hurry or.
I think we can do that.
Good morning.
Oh,
At least last night they were saying it was, there was a good chance it would miss us,
Yeah.
but if it came through, it wouldn't.
Hi, I'm Todd Lusher.
So,
What?
Your name?
Oh, Melanie?
Melanie? And you have a last name.
it is what it is.
Oh, perfect. All right, so you are back here.
Mhm.
I'm Deborah.
I'm Sarah. It's nice to meet you.
You come from which direction, north, south?
I live in Waukesha, so northwest. Attended virtually from my mom's living room last year,
Oh, nice.
and then I attended virtually last night. So from my own home, but
Yeah.
you know,
It's good to see people in 3D, right?
it is. It just doesn't feel the same when you're sitting in your own home.
Hello.
Same seats as last time. Yep.
I'm signed out.
You know you know the
Hello,
ritual
Tovah.
now. You know the ritual. Thank you.
The eagle has landed.
We have 3 more coming down the hatch.
I see flamingo. Then we get all code names.
Right.
Are you code name?
Mm-hmm. The
Oh,
ushers,
Flamingo, I was a West Wing
I always,
fan, and
I
so
always say,
CJ.
when I call my dad and I do code names, the eagle lands next to us. We have this elaborate thing. Every month he gives my mom a flower on the 21st of the month, but he can't drive me. So I have to do that delivery, but we try to do it, so I give it to him, and then he suddenly shows
Oh,
it to
sweet.
my mom. So we have to meet in the lobby, or I
That's
hand it
really
to him
fun.
over the
That's
back balcony, or
Sneak around their window.
exactly.
So is the 21st a significant?
Yeah, so I think he proposed on the 21st of a month, they got married on the 21st of a month, my mom's birthday's on the 21st of a month.
Okay, so some
But I
significance.
never knew that he actually gave her a flower, usually a single flower on every 21st, every month.
That's quite a commitment.
That he's been doing
It is.
for years, but I never knew about it until I became the go.
So you were the delivery
Get
person, huh?
it.
Good morning.
Good
So
morning.
that was
Your
very
name?
interesting.
Ellie Valdani.
Ellie, nice to meet you. I'm Todd Lefton.
Hi.
All right, so it looks like you are in the second row on the end.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, it's funny the things you find out when you become like Oprah.
Yeah. Yeah, grocery habits, I'm sure, and all the other good stuff.
Well, my mom's still driving a little bit, but
Oh, and now with Instacart and all that stuff,
yeah,
you really needed to.
she likes to pick up her own stuff.
Yeah.
So like that.
Yeah, I tried doing like the order ahead and just pull up and pick it up in the parking lot. And I've had some bad experiences with produce.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've been doing it for 5 years for Woodman's. That's the only way. And since way before, since Dawn was 16.
It's so much easier.
Since Dawn was 16, that was a chore. To go get groceries.
Okay.
Driving.
Shana Tovah?
It's all
Shana
good.
Tovah? You were in the same seats you were last night. Yep.
Hello.
I think
I'll
there's
come
so
down
much.
and tell them I can't.
How many people? Okay. I think so much.
Good morning.
So you see this all night?
I think we're figuring out where the seats are at this point.
Oh,
So let's hold off and see where we end up.
no problem.
I'd happily give you my seat if it comes up.
Don't say that. What kind of stuff?
Yeah, on the fire escape. I'm not in charge of the name tags, so I don't really know. No, it's the one thing I'm not in charge of, right?
Thanks for looking in. Maybe just wait here for a second till. So that we're just moving to.
Good morning.
Hello.
How are you, Hope?
Good, how are you?
Good. Are you registered under your name?
Yeah.
All right, let's see where you are.
Hello.
Reverend, yeah, no, I know her name. I'm just wondering if it's on here.
Oh.
You want to see if Bunny knows where she's sitting? I
Okay.
don't see it in there.
Bunny's a little bit flustered. Bunny,
How are you, Hope?
so I'm just gonna put you back here.
Okay.
Okay, Lisa is in her chair, so.
Great. We'll figure it out. We've
Yep.
got plenty of seats.
If she wasn't, I could easily put a folding chair here.
Where does the lavin sit? Oh, I think Bunny is here.
Hope should be up there.
Okay, I didn't see. Is that a different sheet than this one?
No, she's right there.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's at the end of the.
Oh, I know, we put you up front. Okay.
So yeah, you're on the right.
And your name should be on there.
I didn't see that.
No, I know Peter Smith. So these two are the same. This is.
And not just any book.
I still don't see Ronski. Where's Ronski?
Yeah, that's what I said right here.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
Elton
I know.
Ronski?
It's just, it got
Is
cut
this
off.
two different?
It's two different people.
Really big, so you guys can see it. And they got cut off.
Sorry, did you get,
Place.
did you get your three?
I have to get out and do the screen thing at the same time.
Well, I have to do my leave.
Well, we'll have to get up and let people out.
What if I couldn't sit like a row behind or something?
So why are we sitting so close? Usually I deal with that. Somebody blame you guys for the season. Young people are doing
They had us in the last row, it's had. I said, I can do it now, so I can know where they are.
You're no longer in charge.
I hear my mom.
Are you Roberta's daughter?
I am.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes.
Roberta and I are working together on the school stuff.
Okay. Very
She's
nice.
succeeding me.
I know she's excited.
Me too.
Yes, I'm her oldest.
Okay. Two or
Three.
three? Okay.
The middle sister lives out in Virginia with her two daughters.
Alright.
So. And then Lisa's the youngest.
Lisa's an excellent addition to our program.
Good.
That was very well.
Good.
Kids love her.
She's good at what she does.
I agree.
I did my turn.
Did you?
Yeah.
Your mom said that she had done something like this in the past.
Yes. I was a teacher's assistant as soon as I had my bat mitzvah and stayed active all the way through high school.
Good morning.
Hi.
Tovah.
Hi, Lisa.
How's that? Mom's gonna be in that row with her two guests, okay?
Is it possible?
Yeah, that's right. And,
No, I know. But is it possible? Good morning.
yeah, no, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
My big sister Kayla.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Ty, Jill's husband.
Yeah, you met Jill already, huh?
I did.
You guys were.
So new, what's the
Nothing.
Hi. Why do you have paper masks?
I decided that it was cooler, and I did have one that matched well. I said something. I know, and I have
And now I did that before I came up right here.
Do you have a
They do. That's impressive. I didn't even bring my money. I forgot about it as I was walking out the door.
It's outside the
What am I trying to say?
policy.
The ones that I have that do match are the big tie ones, and I didn't want to do that because I thought this would be less affordable.
No.
Here I am.
That's not.
I'm going to back.
Well, I know there were some on the first floor right when I signed in, but I think there's some up here as well.
Hi, Adia. So you're running around like crazy. We match.
We're just backwards.
But how,
You're an outlier, Sarah. You're not going to like Sarah.
I have like talking to you.
But we work together.
Yeah, that's the and I match.
oh, okay then, that's giving you some time.
I'll be back. All right, Todd, where's the closest back?
So, end of the hall, see Jim. She'll tell you where to go. It's easier that way. Mom's the word. Yep. So we have a request.
It actually feels really good.
It's not, it's, yeah. It sucks.
I hope no one's streaming YouTube just yet because they would have been staring at my forehead this entire time because I've just been hanging out right here. The camera's right there.
You know, if you want to just.
Lisa, you can try and get on the end of that, or are you okay where you are? You can certainly move this way.
I was saying,
Trying to get you in the
how little does your chair fold? You can stand up for a second, we can fold it and bring it in here, and you can just.
It's up to you. If you feel like it's not a problem, we
Yeah.
can see where you're at. Hi, Gary. Gary, do you know where you're sitting?
It's the same place as last night.
Yes, sir.
So how are you?
Well, so if you.
We missed you on
Yeah, I'd like to be there, but it was just.
I think, well, and that everybody I talked to knows somebody who has done Rosh Hashanah dinner on the Saturday between Rosh Hashanah and Tikateivu, or the first Saturday, so whatever.
I do it.
I mean, it's been very interesting when I said that I was doing Rosh Hashanah dinner on Saturday, and they who does. So, you know, with the kiddos, they when they were at school, they needed to go to school, and with the sports of the Joneses, it was like forget.
So I think, okay, Todd.
5,782 to everybody. Glad to see you here. I'm going to begin our services this morning on page 107.
This is
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Laura. How are you?
I'm good.
And as I said last year, I would like to repeat this morning that we give the opportunity for us to things on the other pages of the mouth word that we're not using. We're going to use the Tovah, the traditional word
Get out of
this
here.
morning, and one that's a short part of it. But you're always free to read and everything spiritual experience.
Good morning.
morning.
Hi, Gary. Same place.
And we welcome the Israel.
Hospital by Harley.
He didn't want anything.
When you continue on page 120,
Somebody asked if it's fair.
blessed are you, Holy One, who has formed the human body with wisdom, an intricate network of channels, vessels, and openings. This wondrous structure and the flow of life within us allows us to serve you and give thanks. Let us cherish this gift of flesh and blood, honor it as God's creation. Baruch atah Adonai, faithful basar, umafri love so. We return to 122. Continue singing. Page 124, we chant responsibly in the Hebrew and the English on even pages as we go through all the way to 128. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who your great power gave the mind discernment to distinguish light from darkness. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, your great power opens eyes that cannot see you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, your great power brings freedom to the captive. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, your great power lifts up the fallen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, your power strengthens the vulnerable. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, your great power has made all I need. Your great power gives firmness to our steps. Your great power clothes the naked. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, your great power gives strength to the weary.
They prefer not to sit in those chairs.
Your great power.
I don't want to take this.
Yeah, that works fine.
Your great power makes you convenient. Your great power is now with human freedom. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, your great power has made me instructed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, your great power is strength to be instructed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. 132.
אשרי שבטך עוד יעלו חסרה. תהילה לדוד, אהובך אלוהי המלך, וברכה שמך לעולם ועד. גדול אדוני ומולה מאוד, ולגדולתו אין חקר. הדר כבודותיך, ודברי נפלאותיך עשיך. זכר רב טובך יביאו, וצדקתך ירננו. טוב אדוני לכל, ורחמיו על כל מעשיו. כבוד מלכותך יאמרו, וגבורתך ידברו. מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. עיני כל אליך יסברו, ואתה נותן להם את אוכלם בעיתו. צדיק אדוני בכל דרכיו, וחסיד בכל מעשיו. רצון ירב יעשה, ואת שבתם ישמע ויושיעם. תהילת אדוני ידבר פי, ויברך כל בשר של קודשו לעולם ועד.
We continue on page 138 as we listen to the words of Anela, declaring God's sovereignty.
האל בתעצומות עוזך, הגדול בכבוד שמך, הגיבור לנצח, והנורא דינותיך. שוכן עד מרום וקדוש שמו, וכתוב רננו צדיקים אדוני, לישרים נבטינה. בפי ישרים תתרומם, ובדברי צדיקים תתברך, ובלשון חסידים תקדש, ובקרב קדושים תקהלל. ברוך אתה אדוני, אל בית גדול בתשבחות, אל הודעות אדון הנפלאות, הבוחר בשירי זמרה, מלך מלכי העולמים. ויקדש יבוא, ויעמוד יברח חירותי, וימליך מלכותי. בחיי חול וביום חול, ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בזמן בזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יש לרבה מבורך לעולם, ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח, ויתברך ויתנשא, ויתגלה שמי בקודשה בריחוד. לעילא ולעילא, מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבתה ונחמתה, גם איראן ועמונה, ויאמרו אמן. ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם
Together in the Hebrew, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzer or Borei Kosher, Oseh Shalom, Uborei et Hakol. Infinite light is preserved in light spreader house, light from the darkness, and God said it was so. Hameir l'haaretz v'ladarim alecha v'rachamim, u'tuvo mekadesh b'kol yom tamid ha'aseh l'rashim. Ma tahu ma'asecha Adonai, kulam lechokma asita, mal'ad haaretz kinyanecha. Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu, al sheva ma'aseh yadecha. ועל מעולי אור שעשית יפארוך סלע, אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאור. ברוך אתה אדוני יוצר המאור. Love abundant, love unstinting, our God, you have enfolded us in love, tender compassion beyond all bounds. Our fathers and mothers gave you their trust, and you gave them Torah, laws by which to live. For their sake, teach us as well. Grace us with your guidance. Loving Father, merciful Mother of us all, grant us clear understanding, that we may listen, learn, and teach, preserve, practice, and fulfill with love every lesson of your Torah. May learning your Torah light up our eyes. May our hearts embrace your mitzvot. Unite us in love and reverence for you, that we may never feel ashamed of our deeds. Page 148 for the Hashanah, Baruch atah Adonai, Haboker ve'amu Yisrael ve'achava.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto le'olam va'ed.
You're seated. join in chanting? Page 162. We continue on 160. Responsibly. Remember the stories of slavery. We will never stop working for freedom. Remember their fear at the edge of the sea and self-doubt will never leave. Remember when desperation turned to celebration. We will never let go. Remember the words of the Baal Shem Tov, forgetful receives exile. Remembrance is the secret of redemption. Of all that is worshipped, is there none another like you, maker of wonders? Who is like you, in holiness of life, devoted to awe and
שירה חדשה שיבחו גאונים, לשמך שפת הים, יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. צור ישראל, קומה בעזרת ישראל, ופני חילומך, יהודה וישראל, גואלנו, אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
We continue on 166 as we prepare ourselves for the tefillah section of the service using the meditations provided for our own private moments of intention and meditation. Page 168, we rise.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואבותינו ואמותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא עליון, גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסרות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו ואהבה. זוכרנו לחיים, ולחפץ בחיים, וכותבנו בספר החיים, למען אלוהים חיים, מלך עוזר ומושיע מגן, ברוך אתה אדוני בגבורה בעזרת צרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי הכל רב יושיע, מוריד הטל, וחלקי חיים וחסד, בחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים וחולים, ומעטים אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מחרוך והגבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך מימין ומחייך, ומצמיח ישועה, מהרחמים, זוכר יצומם לחיים ורחמים, ונאמנת לחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי הכל.
Continue on page 172. As we begin the Tikateivu focus section of our service, it's a very challenging passage, perhaps because it shares a truth that we don't face, or we have to forget because it's theologically a challenging passage for some of us. We invite you to listen to the traditional text as we read it and sing it, but also you have the opportunity, if you wish, to read some of the alternative readings and interpretations through page 122, and we'll begin on page 174.
ויקום בחסד כיסאך ותשב עליו באמת.
Let us proclaim the power of this day, a day whose holiness awakens deepest awe and inspires highest praise for your dominion. For your throne is a throne of love, your reign is a reign of truth. In truth, you are judge and plaintiff, counselor and witness. You inscribe and seal, you record and recount, you remember all we have forgotten. And when you open the book of memories, it speaks for itself. For every human hand leaves its mark and imprint like no other. Page 176.
ובשופר גדול ייתקע, וכל מעמדתה יישמע, ומלאכים יחפשו, וכאילו ידי יאחזו, ומלאכים יחפשו, וכאילו ידי יאחזו.
And so a great shofar will cry Tekiyah. A still small voice will be heard. Angels in a whirl of fear and trembling will say, behold the day of judgment, for they too are judged. In your eyes, even they are not lambs. All who come into the world pass before you like sheep before their shepherd. As a shepherd considers the flock when it passes beneath the staff. You count and consider every life. You set bounds. You decide destiny. You inscribe judgments.
ובשופר גדול ייתקע, וכל מעמדה יישמע, ומלאכים יחפשו, וכאילו ידי יאחזו, בראש השנה ייכתב, וביום צום כיפור ייחתמו.
On Rosh Hashanah, this is written. On the fast of Yom Kippur, this is sealed. How many will pass away from this world? How many will be born into it? Who will live and who will die? Who will reach the ripeness of age? Who will be taken before their time? Who by fire and who by water? Who by war and who by beast? Who by famine and who by drought? Who by earthquake and who by plagues? Who by strangling and who by stoning? Who will rest and who will wander? Who will be tranquil and who will be troubled? Who will be calm and who tormented? Who will live in poverty and who in prosperity? Who will be humbled and who exalted? But to return to the right path, through prayer and righteous giving, we can transcend the harshness of the decree.
ותשובה ותפילה וצדקה, מעבירים את רוע הגזירה.
You are everything that we praise you for, slow to anger, quick to forgive. You do not wish the death of sinners, but urge them to return from their ways and live. Until the day of death you wait for them. You accept them at once, if they return. Since you created us, you know our impulses. We are but flesh and blood. Page 182. We who are mortal, our origin is dust, and so is our end. We wear out our lives to get our bread, like broken vessels, like withered grass, like a flower that must fade, a shadow moving on, a cloud passing by, mere dust on the wind, a dream that flies away. But for you, the ever-living sovereign, time has no limits. Your presence, unbounded by days and years, is everywhere, a glorious mystery none can decipher. Your name is worthy of you, and you are worthy of your name. And our name you have linked with yours. We rise, page 184.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשני מעון, ככתוב ביד נביאך, וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, ואדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני במקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישביענו, ברחמיו מתי כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ונצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא יבוש לעולם ועד. כי המלך גדול וקדוש אתה.
We are seated. Continue on 186. As we add the campaign sections once again to the Kedusha prayer, those paragraphs we start with campaign or and so in the English. And so in your holiness, give all creation a gift of awe. Turn our fear to reverence. Let us be witnesses of wonder, perceiving all nature as a prayer come alive. We bow to the sovereignty of your strength, the primacy of your power. We yearn for a connection with all that lives, doing your will with wholeness of heart. Awe-inspiring is your creation, all-encompassing, your transcendent creation. We continue on 188.
ותן כבוד אדוני לעמך, תהילה לך, ותקווה טובה לדורשך, ופתחון פהם יחלים לך. שמחה לארצך וששון לעירך, שמחה לארצך וששון לעירך. ובכן צדיקים יהיו וישמחו, וישרים וישרים יענוזו.
And so in your holiness, give the righteous the gift of a vision bright with joy, a world where evil has no voice, and the rule of malevolence fades like wisps of smoke. Good people everywhere will celebrate the stunning sight of arrogance gone from the earth. Page 192. You and you alone, Adonai, will reign over creation upon Mount Zion, home of your presence, and in Jerusalem, a city set apart by you. As the psalmist believed, Adonai will reign eternally, your God, Zion, for all generations. Hallelujah.
קדוש אתה, ונורא שמך, ונלוה בבלעדיך, ככתוב, ויגבר אדוני צבאות במשפט, ואל הקדוש נקדש בצדקה. ברוך אתה אדוני, בחרתנו מכל העמים, אהבת אותנו ורצית בנו, ורוממתנו מכל השונות, וקידשתנו במצוותיך. וקרבתנו מלכנו לתורתך, ושמך גדול והקדוש עלינו קראת, אתה בחרתנו מכל העמים, אהבת אותנו ורצית בנו.
In your love, eternal our God, you have given us this day of remembrance, a day for the shofar's joyful sound, a day of sacred assembly, a day to be mindful of our people's going out from Egypt. 196. Our God and God of the generations before us, may a memory of us ascend and come before you. May it be heard and seen by you, winning your favor and reaching your awareness, together with the memory of our ancestors, the memory of your sacred city, and the memory of your people and families in Israel. May we be remembered for safety, well-being, and favor, for love and compassion, for life and for peace, on this day of remembrance. Zoreinu Adonai Eloheinu Bo'el Tovah.
Amen.
Ufokteinu Bo'el Livracha.
Amen.
V'hoshi'einu Bo'el Chayim.
Amen.
Eternal our God, remember us.
Amen.
Be mindful of us.
Amen.
And redeem us for a life of goodness and blessing. We continue on page 198. And for the Malot passage, this is a special prayer that's included in the Rosh Hashanah liturgy, which is attributed to the sage Rosh from the 3rd century. It's a celebration of God's sovereignty of all creation and the hope that in time all people will become united in the service of God.
Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, blach al kol העולם כולו, בכבודך. להינשא על כל הארץ בגאווה. והופע בדר גאוזך על כל יושבי תבל ארצך, וידע כל מעול כי אתה פעלתו, ויבין כל יצור כי אתה יצרתו, ויאמר כל אשר נשמה באפו, כל אשר נשמה באפו. אדוני אלוהי ישראל מלך, ומלכותו בכל משל.
Beautiful way to set us up for the next part of our service, which is beginning our shofar service. You may recall that in this machzor that we've been using for a few years now, each of the themes of the shofar service are in a separate section of the service. So we will begin with the mouthful section of the service now, and then we'll come back to the vehicle note section later, and then finally the shofar section. At this time, I'd like to call up our team of shofar sounders to socially distance way. Show yourselves in front of the room so we'll know who you are. We have a smaller team this year because, like everything, we're doing it differently this year. And I'd also like to call up Jack Gershenson, who's going to be our shofar caller, to say the sounds of the shofar for the team in every section that we have. So the little four of you, please come and be in the top section here for a moment. So just come up. Lucy, would you come down this way? And just spread yourselves out. Across the front so everyone can see you. Our Hillel Ba'alei Tekiah are proud and honored to fulfill this mitzvah on behalf of the congregation. They take their role very seriously. To maintain the dignity and meaning of the shofar service, we kindly ask that you not go in or out of the sanctuary during any of the three sections. In the final section, each one of our Ba'alei Tekiah, and there will only be two at a time, will sound the longest Tekiah Gedolah that he or she can muster, not as a form of competition, but in solidarity to fulfill the mitzvah, this powerful mitzvah. We ask that you respect their sacred task, and instead of looking around to see who is doing the shofar sounding, to try to close your eyes and listen and be moved and immerse yourself in the meaning of the day. So at this time, I would like to have the first two shofar sounders go to your stations, and we're going to have them, because of the COVID limits, stand outside on the fire escapes and blow outside, not into the building. And we are on now page 100. According to Rabbah, the Holy One said, on Rosh Hashanah, recite before me words of Malchuyot, sovereignty, Zichronot, remembrance, and Shofarot, sovereignty, so that you may acknowledge me as ruler over you. Remembrance, so that remembrances may rise up favorably before me. And how shall all of this be accomplished? Through the sound of the shofar. The first motif is Malchuyot, sovereignty. On the first day of the year, we encounter the challenges of the Aleinu prayer, to reflect on our unique identity as Jews, to meditate on what it means to praise God as the all-sovereign, the monarch of all, and to bow in reverence and submission to the creator of all. So in that spirit, we begin with the special Rosh Hashanah Aleinu Hagadol, the great Aleinu, as I turn to the ark, and we all rise for page 200.
ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך
Please be seated. We read responsibly on 200. Awake, you sleepers, from your sleep, rouse yourselves from your slumber. Awake like Israel at the sea to the joyful song of Miriam and Moses. Sing to the eternal, for God serves in triumph. Forever and ever. Awake like Israel at Sinai to the dignity of being God's partners. You shall keep the meeting of holy nation, silent and in your priests. Examine your deeds and return to God. Remember your Creator, you who are caught up in the daily routine, losing sight of eternal truth. You who waste your years in vain pursuits that neither profit nor save. Hear the rousing call to repentance. With trumpets and the blast of shofar, raise a shout before the eternal to sorrow. Hear and know the truth of a higher power. God is sovereign over the majesty. God is clothed in sinners, so the Lord is eternal. Please rise. Page 206. The blessings for the shofar.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו לשמוע קול שופר ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
We're going to have our shofar sounders go out to take a out. Place their shofars the other way toward the outside, move them toward us, and begin with the shofar sound. Tekiya, Shivarim Teruah, Tekiya. Shivarim, Tekiya, Tekiya, Ruah, Tekiya.
Tikateivu ירב לפניך המריצה מבינו מזים מבינו מקשיב מבינו מזים מבינו מקשיב לכל תפילתנו ותקבל ברחמים סדר 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 מלכויותינו.
We continue on 208. God who is ours and God of our fathers and mothers, lead us to holiness through your mitzvot. And may each of us find a portion of Torah that is ours. You bestow such goodness. Teach us to be satisfied and to know the joy of your salvation. Help us to serve you truly with purity of heart, for you are a faithful God whose truth stands forever. Baruch atah Adonai, melech al kol haaretz mekadesh Yisrael b'yom hazikaron. Eternal our God, the people of Israel yearns for their favor, receive their prayer with loving acceptance, and they always desire your people's worship. Divine One, close to all who call upon you, bring your grace and presence near to those who serve you. Pour forth your Spirit upon us, and may our eyes see your merciful return to Zion. Baruch atah Adonai, hamachazir shechunato v'tzion. Page 210. Response. God who is ours, God of all generations, to you we are grateful forever. We thank you and tell the tale of your praise, your power in our lives, your caring for our souls, the constant miracle of your kindness. Morning and night, we all yours, your compassion and mercy, all mercy, now. Page 212. Together, and for all these gifts, God of majesty, may your name come to be blessed and praised. Our gratitude a daily offering until the end of time. Inscribe your covenant partners for a life of goodness, and may all life resound. God who free us and strengthen us. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh b'hodu. We continue on page 214 with the threefold benediction, priestly benediction, and if some of you would like to go out into the hallway and grab a talit, we have a tradition here at the Hillel where we share the talit if you're wearing one, or if not, we take it from the hallway at this point, and place it around those who are seated with us. In a normal year, I would invite you to place the talit around others who are near you, so I would invite you to do that this year. But if you'd like to do this, it's become a wonderful tradition while we hear the words of the priestly benediction. So we'll just take a moment to let you go out and get a talit if you would like to. Yes. Continue to social distance out in the hall. Talit, let's go down your back. I'm looking forward to the bar mitzvah.
That works. There we go.
יברכך אדוני ישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך, יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום.
And if you'd like to, you can keep the talit around you and sitting with you, or take them back if you prefer, as we continue singing Sing Shalom on 213.
Sing Shalom, sing Shalom, sing Shalom, Tovah Chesed, שלום, טוב וברכה. מראנו אבינו, כולנו כאחד באור פניך, כאור פניך. נתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו תורת חיים ואהבת חסד וצדקה וברכה ורחמים וחיים ושלום. Sing shalom, sing shalom, sing shalom, Tovah וטוב עיניך לברך את עמך ישראל ואת כל העמים בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Sing shalom, sing shalom, sing shalom, Tovah בספר חיים ברכה ושלום ופרנסה טובה ניזכר וניכתב לפניך אנחנו בכל בחרה בית ישראל לחיים טובים ושלום ושלום בספר חיים ברכה ושלום. ברוך אתה עושה
We pray silently. Meditations are provided from page 218 to 221. page 220.
Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
We continue on page 223 as we rise for Avinu Malkeinu. We read responsibly, people in English. Avinu Malkeinu Shema Koleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Almighty, merciful, hear our prayers. Avinu Malkeinu Patanu Panecha. Avinu Malkeinu Kavod Aleinu Ve'al Kol Aleinu V'Tachinu. Avinu Malkeinu Kalei Deved V'Fiela V'La Aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu Kalei Kotza Umaskin V'Aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu Kufin Sefer Chayim Tovim. Avinu Malkeinu Kadesh Aleinu Shana Tova. Avinu Malkeinu Almighty, answer us in praise, for our deeds are nothing. Save us with acts of justice and love.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chodenu v'aleinu, Yehen banu ma'asim. Asleimanu, Tzedakah v'chesed. Asleimanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, ve'oshienu. ורב חסד ואמת, נוצר חסד אלפים, נוצר חסד אלפים, נוצר עוון ופשע וחטא ונקם. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh v'norah Shemo. Gadol Adonai Ichi, U'ne'omer Shemo Yavdav. Lecha Adonai ha'igula ve'ha'gevura ve'tiferet ve'hanetzach ve'hahod ki kol bashamayim u'ba'aretz ki kol bashamayim u'ba'aretz. Lecha Adonai Avavracha, v'minaseh lechol emos. Hallelu, Adonai Eloheinu, ve'ishtachavu, ve'ishtachavu,
The Torah reading for this Rosh Hashanah morning is called the Akedah, or the Binding of Isaac, and you can find the reading on pages 240 and 241 of your Machzor. You don't need the Chumash. If you have one there, you want to take it out, you can. But it's on 240 and 241. The Akedah is a story of our great patriarch Abraham, a faithful and flawed individual. There are parts that we admire about this story and parts that trouble us. We wrestle with conflicting voices and goals in our lives, just as Abraham does in this story. You can read the full translation of it if you like to. There's also commentary on 236 and 237 about it. We'll only be reading a portion of it and reading the translation of a portion of it. I'd like to call up our Baba Kriya, Jim Lustig. Get himself situated as your tutor is going to be. And then I'll have him step back. So Jim is Yosef Ben Steve de Raphael, and our Aliyah this morning will be Esther Lutman, Ta'amud, Esther Lutman. Jim is active on our Strategy 2025 team, and Esther is treasurer currently of our Leadership Council. She's had many other positions and also serves on our adult.
Amen.
Amen. Asher Vayashkim Avraham Baboker Vayakabo Shechem Vayikah Eshnei Yoroi Yitzchakeno
As we lift and dress the Torah, the Zot of Torah on page 246
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל. אבי אדוני ביד משה.
Call upon Tina Gerstensen, member of our leadership council and our COVID reopening committee, to read the translation of the section we have Jim Gersten.
And so it was that, after these events, God put Abraham to a test. And God said to him, Abraham, and he said, Here I am. And God said, Come, take your son, your only one, for whom you love, Isaac, and go forth to the land of Moriah to offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains that I will show you. And Abraham arose early in the morning and harnessed his donkey and took with him his 2 young servants and his son Isaac. And he split the burnt offering wood and rose and departed for the place that God had said to him. On the 3rd day, Abraham lifted his eyes and saw the place in the distance. And Abraham said to his young servants, You stay here with the donkey while the boy and I go further on. We will worship and return to you. And Abraham took the burnt offering, wood, and placed it on his son Isaac, and took in his own hand the fire stone and the knife. And the 2 of them walked together. And Isaac said to his father Abraham, he said, My father. And he said, Here I am, my son. And he said, Here is the firestone, and here is the wood. But where is the sheep for the burnt offering? And Abraham said, God will see to the sheep for a burnt offering, my son. And the two of them walked together. And they came to the place that God had said to him, and there Abraham built the altar and arranged the wood and bound his son Isaac and placed him on the altar over the wood. And Abraham stretched out his hand and took the knife to slay his son. And a messenger of Adonai called to him from heaven, saying, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here I am. And the messenger said, Do not lay your hand on the boy, do nothing to him. For now I know you are in awe of God, since you would not deny me your son, your only one.
We continue now with Misha Bela. For those who feel influenced in reading Misha Bela this morning, I'm saying it, turning to page 244. And as we say this Misha Bela this morning, we'll be reading the names of members of our congregation who are in need of healing. But I'll ask you to please silently in your own hearts name those that you're thinking of. May the one who brought blessings to our fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and to our mothers Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bring the blessing of health to those who are ill. At Bethel Temple, we think of Karen Solomon, Tom Sala, Bakari, Eliezer, Dimitri, John Rousseau, Raphael, and Abraham Salah, Mary Beth Michael, Esther, Abraham Salah, Dorothy Sentieri, Sala Alexandra, Abraham Salah, Pope Ronsky, Kyliana, Mordecai, Ryan, Emma Miller, and Gershon, Abraham Salah, William Jewell, Yisrael, and Abraham Salah. We also think of all those who are suffering from the virus COVID-19 and its after effects, along with praying for those who struggle against addiction and alcoholism and praying for all. May the Holy One, blessed source of life, sustain and strengthen them with compassion and restore them to full health without delay. For all who struggle against illness, let renewal of spirit and renewal of body consume, and together we say, we continue now on page 256, and we call upon Mimi Snyder in class, who is also a coding committee and a Hebrew teacher for us in the school. She's going to be reading the Haftarah from the prophet Jeremiah, and she's going to be reading from the end of it. So if you are following along in what she's actually reading, we want to start at 256 with verse 15. But if you want to read the whole Haftarah, it actually starts in 255. This passage from Jeremiah is chosen as a Haftarah for Rosh Hashanah because it has a message of Teshuvah repentance in it. But the very end is less the verses that we will be reading. It ends with a vision of national reconciliation and hope for communal healing. And I thought very appropriate for this particular time in our nation and in our world. We really need a message of reconciliation.
Eloheinu melech haolam asher hakar b'minim tovim v'rasa v'divrei ha'elam ha'ne'emorim be'emet Baruch atah Adonai Haboker HaTorah U'Moshe Avdo U'Yisrael Amo U'Yeh Emet V'Tzedek Amen.
We continue now with the second section of the Shofar service. You find that on page 262. And I'll invite our next pair of ladies to be our Shofar sounders. We have a granddaughter and grandfather team this time. Lucy Lefton Stanton and Mark Lefton will go to their stations, and Jack will come back up to their call. elaborate process of getting the screens out the doors, getting the shofar sounder on a fire escape. We are in the Zichron note section of the shofar service, the voice of remembrance. What is the relationship between memory and the shofar? Zichron note, remembrances, the second motif or song of the shofar is the center of the traditional triad of shofar prayers, as memory and remembrance are central to our spiritual lives. Woven deeply into the character of the Jewish New Year, this theme has its additional name to the holy day, Yom HaZikaron. We just heard it when we did the Haftarah. Yom HaZikaron, the day of remembrance. We read responsibly on 263. A messenger from another time, a stranger here in our midst, the shofar sound of remembrance. Remember, wherever you go, I am with you. After the flood, in the wake of destruction, Noah discovered a rainbow. Alone on a mountain, the night was tan. Abraham heard the voice of compassion. At the end of her strength, afraid for her child, Hagar found a well in the wilderness. Remember, wherever you go, I am with you. In sounding the horn, we summoned them back, Zichrono, memories of those who saw signs of your presence. The rock gives forth water, hope of lost in the desert. And with loving hands, lighten our darkness, you are there. When we are alive and there, feel alone or forgotten. Shofar sound from the deep well of the past, in the deep depths of our own despair, the shofar sound of remembrance. Remember, I presence so sweet. On 267. God, remember the covenant of our ancestors. We reaffirm it today. Remember, we are a people of noble ideals. Help us attain them. Remember all your people, all the nations on the road to peace. Bless their efforts. Remember with mercy the binding of Isaac, the sorrow of Sarah, Abraham's words, here and now. Together our memory fades, but you remember all that is God. Your justice is throne where all things matter and death is lost. Atop Adonai, so fair heaven. You, blessed are you, Adonai. Remember the covenant, you remember us, and we all rise. Okay. Of our founders, here's Tekiah. Shvarim Sruah. Tekiah. Tekiah. Shvarim. Tekiah. A precious teaching I have given to my Torah, not.
Shalom, Hashivenu Adonai, Elecha v'nashuva, Chadesh, Chadesh Yameinu, Chadesh Yameinu, Kekedem.
These high holy days are about looking honestly at who we are, admitting our imperfections, and vowing to try to correct them. It's hard work, and it can be demoralizing at times. But we are commanded to engage in this pursuit because the end result, a better self, is worth the effort. If we fail to look honestly at ourselves, it's possible to carry on with the fiction that we have no flaws or that any past mistakes are just as well forgotten. But to do so is to blind ourselves to the truth of who we really are in our souls and to impede the quest for who we might yet become. Individuals need to periodically examine their past, honestly and critically. We do this in order to grow morally and to stretch spiritually and to aspire to something greater. This same kind of examination is also something that nations must do. Regrettably, the wisdom of looking honestly and critically at the past has become a subject of ferocious debate in America, focusing on the subject of teaching American history in our schools. Folks on one side of this controversy fear the examination of painful and difficult truths in our nation's past and school curriculum when it comes to issues of race and the treatment of minorities. This position argues that teaching about the centuries-long mistreatment of blacks, immigrants, and indigenous peoples at the hands of the white majority of this country will encourage our young people to hate our community and make white kids feel guilty and ashamed about being white. On the other side of the conflict are those who believe that historical inquiry requires delving forthrightly into the past, however negative or unfair. This stance holds that it's essential for young Americans to know where their forebears erred in the past, in addition addition to where they stored the insight and vision. This is done, they say, in order for the next generation to lead us to become a more perfect people. The discussion about how best to tell the American story can be informed by what our Jewish tradition has done over the millennia in the way we study and tell our narrative. We cannot deny that we have parts of our story that make us feel shame about our heroes or their actions, but we do not suppress this material. Even on this festive and profound day of New Year, we lay it all out there, replete with morally repugnant behavior. The Jewish penchant for portraying our forebears and our foundational texts with all of their warts may be the very impetus that enables us to aspire to be strong and compassionate and humble and adaptable as a people. This approach is a model for how best to teach American history as well. And the Torah texts that we choose to highlight on Rosh Hashanah are very good examples. The Akedah, the binding of Isaac, that we just heard a few moments ago, is one of them. The story of Abraham banishing Ishmael and Hagar, another text is sometimes read on Rosh Hashanah, is another example. And by the way, if you want to go back and read the Ishmael and Hagar one, it's also in our notes. In both stories, Abraham's action can make a person cringe. Abraham agrees to banish his concubine and son to the wilderness with only meager provisions. Why? Because Sarah is jealous and can't stand to have them around. Abraham consents without hesitation to ritually slaughter his other son, Isaac, as an act of faith and loyalty to God. Both texts are upsetting on a number of levels, and we sometimes wish Abraham's behavior was otherwise. But we accept that this is part of who Abraham, our great patriarch, is, along with all of the great things that he did. And therefore, that's somehow part of who we are as well. Many of our biblical stories reflect the doings of imperfect human beings. There are even shameful and aggressive communal acts in the Bible that are sometimes explained as directed by God. For example, the settling of the promised land was accomplished by conquering other nations who were already living there. And yet, in spite of these unpleasant parts of our history, fully on display in our sacred texts, as a people, we Jews aspire to justice, kindness, and peace as our highest values. Telling the truth about our shared past does not hurt us. On the contrary, knowing we are not and never have been perfect has given us motivation to grow over time and to aim for greatness and goodness. As a passage in our Shabbat Siddur puts it, though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world. On a national level, we might also look at what Germany did after the Holocaust for a model of how this debate in America should be resolved. Germany passed laws that required Holocaust studies of all school children, including trips to museums that laid bare Germany's history of genocide against our people and many other minorities. In addition, in many of the public spaces, the German government has erected monuments about the horrors of the Holocaust and has encouraged the placement of stumbling stones. Stumbling stones are small brass plates that are installed on the street in front of homes where Jewish families once lived. And they cite the names and the ultimate fate of these people. In Germany, it's a crime to deny the Holocaust. This is the very opposite of the argument that American schools ought to suppress an ignominious past. As Jews, we applaud what Germany has done because of its strident efforts to cope with its unsavory past. Germany has proven itself stronger and better able to combat it. Germany is not a all nation. Telling the truth can never hurt American children. It can only make them stronger and more compassionate. But legislation that is now racing through state legislatures, and that's already passed in some states, treat children like fragile beings who must have an eternally rosy picture painted for them in order to love their country. In Wisconsin, the bill is only proposed at this point, but it is designed, if it passed, to prevent schools from teaching about the realities of racial oppression over the last 400 years. It would absolve white people of any responsibility for acknowledging or addressing the damage done by previous and continuing unjust treatment of people of color. And the bill would even prevent anti-racism and anti-sexism training for employees of public schools. In addition, in other states, school boards would make it a fireable offense for a teacher to show, for example, the film That Hate U Give, which our crafty youth group showed and led important discussion about for our congregation last spring. It was very eye-opening, and it looked at the different experiences that white and black teens have with law enforcement. Others would also ban this 218 children's book. Something happened in our town. It sounds like it could have been written for Kenosha, but it was written in 2018. In my view, this is a must-read for any child who was aware of what happened, for example, in Kenosha. It shows a white family and a black family and how they experienced events like that so very differently. And it makes a strong case for children to befriend those different than themselves. It includes a discussion guide for parent and teacher to use in sharing the book with the child. But this, some school boards might ban. Make no mistake about it, these initiatives seek to ban curriculum materials and censor teachers in their presentation of various subjects. And these efforts seem like something out of Spoke's monkey trial in 1925, or the fictitious book burning world of Fahrenheit 451. As Jews, we must not quietly oppose, but rather actively resist initiatives like these. In Wisconsin, we can do so by joining in an interfaith effort endorsed by all of the major faith groups in the state, including the Wisconsin Council of Rabbis, to join the Take a Faithful Stand for Equity pledge. All you have to do is go to the social action section of our Beth Hillel website or the community section of Temple e-news, and there you can click on the link and you can sign the pledge, which commits you to being an advocate for equity, truth, and nonviolence, monitoring agendas and public discourse, such as school board, common council, and county board meetings and agendas, taking action by speaking or writing publicly on the topic, or responding to other opportunities. Our statewide faith-based community organizing group, which Beth Hillel is associated with. As Wynn says, together we can build momentum for a movement that demands we tell our children and ourselves the truth. We can build a movement that calls on our country to become the great place it can be, not to be something it never was. As we Jews know well, truth-telling about our past does not dilute national pride. Rather, it enhances it. The efforts in Germany are so meaningful to Jews. The strong message that taking this stance will send to Blacks and Indigenous peoples and other people of color cannot be underestimated. We all benefit from this honesty about and scrutiny of our past. As our sages taught millennia ago, and the founders of our congregation enshrined above our art, these words from the Tikateivu. Al shlosha devarim ha'olam kayam. By three things does the world remain in existence. Al ha'emet, on truth. The al hadin, and on justice. The al hashalom, on peace. Telling the truth liberates us, leads us to justice, and ultimately brings about peace. May it be so as we honestly grapple with America's incontrovertible history of racism today and in the years to come. Now we come to the third section of our shofar service, page 278. Our shofar caller back up, and Christian said, and then this time the illustrated Marletta to our shofar station out on the garden. Removing and installing the screen. Shofar, the voice of hope. Prayers for the third and final sounding of the shofar evoke the revelation of Mount Sinai. When the people experienced God amidst the thunder and lightning, and a dense cloud upon the mountain, and a very loud blast of the horn, Kol Shofar Hazak Ho, the shofar blast, a sound conveying warning, triumph, and celebration. Here marks a moment of intense spiritual elevation when a band of newly liberated slaves entered a covenant with the divine. Tradition imbues the final sounding of the shofar with overtones of messianic hope, a yearning for the day when, according to the prophet Zechariah, Adonai will be one, and God's name will be one. Page 280, we read responsibly. Sorry, I'm just going to read a paragraph here, not read response. God of the world, to Rosh. Today we stand before the shofar to hear its voice, the broken notes of our history, the unbroken threads from Moriah and Sinai to the end of days. Page 282 of the Bible. Together, God revealed to us and to our fathers and mothers before us, God of revelation. Play the song of our freedom on the great Shabbat. Let your banner fly over the gathering of our exiles. Bring back the dispersed. Let those who are scattered find their way home. And the joyful songs of Zion read us to Jerusalem, city, the place of our King. Continue on 284 as we rise in Sunday worship. Together, Baruch atah Adonai, Shaliach Korban Amos Latenu. Blessed are you in our lives, Adonai, we hear with God and show our true voice of our deliverer.
Kia Shivarim Shua Kia Kia Shivarim Tequila, tequila, Sarua, tequila, Gadola,
לכל קריאתנו, ותקבל ברחמים, וברצון סדר שופרותינו.
Remain standing for Helene, page 208.
אני משבח לאדון הכל, לתת לו ליוצר בראשית, שלא עצר גדולי הארצות, ולא צמנו במשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, היה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Page 299, as I read the meditation prayer from the posture, I invite those who are observing the yard site on this Yom Tov or who have experienced the death of a dear one in recent weeks or months to rise during the meditation prayer. יש כוכבים שעולם ההיעד צלט כאשר הם עצמם עבדו בעינם. There are stars up above so far away we only see their light long after the dark self is gone. So it is the people that we love. Their memories keep shining ever brightly when their time with us is finished. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the days. Amen. On this Rosh Hashanah at the Hillel Temple, we remember the yard sites of Max Glazer, Shirley Goldstein, Henry Melcher, Carrie Krabs, Emil Waller, Vanna Schindler, Karen Cataldo, and Blanche Winter. Zikonami Lafayette, your memory serves as a blessing. Return to page 292 as we all know. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who are in comfort all. Please be seated. Can someone tell me what your letter graph says? Is it ringing now? Is it going to an index? Yes, I want to.
It said light rain.
Light rain in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we're going to do Tasha. So we will gather on the front steps, but if you want to start walking right away, you don't have to wait for Reed and Ian. That would be good for social distancing and weather something. If we want to start walking right away, we go outside to east down 61st Street to Lake Michigan, and we'll gather there for Tashley. And the ritual committee has a little goodie bag for each one of you. Can someone tell me what the plan is for the goodie bags? Where are they being given out here? What did you decide? Are they, when they come back, when people come back, you have the goodie bags out? Is that the plan? Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you. And we'll conclude with a Dona Lam on page 298.
Okay, so we'll do like we did last night, starting from the middle between the auditorium and the sanctuary. So the last row of the hard seats, we may do the sanctuary. And the first row, soft seats, Alice and then the next row up of the hard seats. And then the next row of the folding chairs. Then the next row, Mary Dave, and bosses, Honey, and Bailey.
Make sure they get a goodie box.
Jack, good job.
Thanks, thank you. You did a good job.
Did he say I did a good job too? Thank you, Jack.
Did you notice the girls went out of the tiger
Okay, and then the auditorium happens.
Great shot. You're always good. I was telling her to take a sticky note.
Oh, really? Indeed.
said what?
And street. I was wondering.